Hey guys, welcome to week 3. I'm getting ahead of myself. Week 3 of the NFL. I'm going to do a quick video here while I have some time. Quick recap. Week 2, I went 2-2 again, so we're 4-4 on the season now. I got the Carolina game right. I called it against New Orleans that they were the clear right side in that game. They won easily. Took Indianapolis. I called that one a trap game. Indy +4, I think it was +4.5. And my Rams won and the Colts covered, so I was very happy there. It was a perfect 2-0 going into the 4 o'clock games. Unfortunately, the Chargers came up short against Dallas, a game where, they had plenty of opportunities and, came up short there. And then Arizona, again, a chance to cover at the end of the game. Both teams, Arizona and the Chargers, with about 4 minutes to go in the game, were right there in the red zone. If they both scored a touchdown, we would have been covering. And the Cardinals came up short, got lucky to win. Almost backfired on them. Minnesota missed the field goal, and then the Chargers, they just unfortunately couldn't close out that game. So 2-2, but we're looking to week 3 now, and hopefully we can rebound. The first couple weeks, I don't mind my picks at all. I'm still getting to know these teams, and we'll pick it up here and get on a bit of a roll. So week 3, I got 4 games for you guys. Not the prettiest games by any means. So I'll go through these games quickly. Before I do, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. First game, this one's a very public game. Colts at the Titans. Titans 5.5 point favorites. I have them at -6, and I'm gonna go with a public play here. I like Tennessee -6. I'm not gonna overthink this game. This is a massive game. This is the Colts season. They're already 0-2. And we know what happens when you start 0-2. The chances of you making the playoffs are slim. 0-3, forget about it, especially in the tough AFC. So this is their season right here. And the Colts had some, I think, pretty high hopes going into this season. They were a playoff team last year. They got Carson Wentz in the offseason, which, again, it was a gamble, obviously. But there were some high hopes for Indy going into this year, and everything has fallen apart. Carson Wentz last week, I don't know, he's not having luck against the Rams. A few years ago, he blew his ACL against my Rams, and then last week sprained both of his ankles. I don't think he's playing this week. I think he's a game-time decision. We'll see. He's not going to be anywhere close to 100%. It's a public play, I think, mainly because Wentz is injured, and then the fact that the Colts are 0-2 in Tennessee, had a big win last week against Seattle. But if Wentz doesn't play, this line should be 7 or more. So I think we're getting a steal even at -6. If you get him at 5.5, even better. Because the Colts don't have a backup quarterback. Wentz is not going to be healthy, and if he doesn't play, they have no NFL backup quarterback. These guys aren't going to be whoever steps. I think it's Eason is their backup. They might split time between 2 quarterbacks if Wentz doesn't play. I just don't see how the Colts are going to be able to keep up with Tennessee if they don't have, a healthy quarterback who's going to be efficient, because we know Tennessee can score points. Yeah, it's a divisional game. Colts should, they're a prideful team, well coached. It's it's all or nothing at this point for them. But I think the Titans are just too much for this banged up Colts team. These next 2 games are really ugly. I'm not going to have too much to say about these games, so I'm trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter. So plug your nose for this one. Next game, the Jets at the Broncos. I'm taking the Jets plus 11. Listen, I know the Jets are terrible, but in my opinion, the Broncos haven't played anyone yet. Broncos shouldn't be laying double digits to anyone, even the Jets. And the Jets look terrible, and I don't mind buying on low teams. Listen, Zach Wilson is probably not ready yet to play in the NFL, but he's playing on the worst team. So, Sam Darnold played there for years, and now look at him in Carolina. He's 3-0, so it doesn't look half bad. So, I'm not putting this all on Zach Wilson. He also threw 4 interceptions last week. He's not throwing 4 interceptions this week. The Jets aren't going to put him in that situation where he's going to turn over the ball like he did last week. I think they'll play a little bit more conservative, especially against an aggressive Denver defense. And I think Wilson too. He's a Utah guy, going to back to the mountains there in Colorado. Maybe he'll feel more at home and get the heck out of New York, where there's going to be less pressure for him. I think the Jets, their defense they've been okay. They just offensively can't turn over the ball like that. To have to give them, they can't turn over the ball like that if they want a chance to win. So, but at plus 11, I like the Jets against the Broncos. Third game, another one where, I'm buying on a low team, and that's the Miami Dolphins. Miami at Vegas. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite. Everyone's high in the Raiders. This is another very public game, public team. The public teams this week are for sure Tennessee, for sure Vegas. There's a few other ones as well, but I'm not on the other games anyway. But Miami is one I will back this week. They lost 35-0 last week, lost their quarterback. Injured player theory comes into play here. Teams usually play really well when they have their backup quarterback come in for that first game. The fact that they got blown out last week, everyone's high in Vegas. This is the first time Vegas is laying points. This is a totally different wager here. You can't look at the Raiders the same way as a favorite. The only thing that worries me a little bit about this game is these two teams played each other last year at the last game of the season in Vegas, and Miami won and knocked out the Vegas from making the playoffs. So a little bit of a revenge factor, but otherwise, I like Miami at plus 4.5. I think Miami can win this game against Vegas. So I'm taking the Dolphins. And my last play, probably the game of the week, Bucks at Rams. Rams plus 1.5. I'm going with my Rams. The Rams, not trying to be biased here, they should be an underdog at home to no one, including the undefeated Buccaneers. The Rams are too good. I'm taking them at plus 1.5. So Rams plus 1.5, taking the Dolphins at plus 4.5. I'm taking the Jets plus 11, and I'm going to take the Titans minus 6. I'm on a very public team with Tennessee, but I'm going against a public team with the Miami Dolphins. All right, guys.